Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. We've been discussing about the Bhakti Tattva, the different aspects of Bhakti. So today we'll read from the sixth kind of Srimad Bhagavatam, one of the very, very important verse, which talks about that how Bhakti destroys all the sins. That is the power of Bhakti. So this verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam from sixth canto, chapter 1, text number 15, Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya Vasudeva Parayana Agham Dhunvandi Garsneya Niharam Eva Bhaskara. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Only a rare person who has adopted complete unalloyed devotional service to Krishna can uproot the weeds of sinful actions with no possibility that they will revive. He can do this simply by discharging devotional service, just as the sun can immediately dissipate fog by its rays. It's a very nice verse and very, very important verse, which explains Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktaya. Kechit means it is not, first of all, meant for everyone. It is Kechit. Kechit means someone, very rare. So, this is what the Bhakti is. Bhakti is not some cheap commodity that everybody can afford. And when we talk about that, it is the pure Bhakti. Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktaya. This is called Keval Bhakti or Ananya Bhakti or pure Bhakti, whatever way we want to say, but it is not some on the name of bhakti, something is being done and somebody is doing something. We are not talking about that kind of bhakti, but it is Ananya Bhakti, Kevala Bhakti. Ananya means there's nothing under, there's no other consideration, only complete, pure devotional service. So that kind of bhakti is very, very rare, number one. Kechit, only very few people get that. Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya. And what is that bhakti is? Vasudeva Parayana. So those people are like completely surrendered to the Lord. Vasudeva Parayana means one who has taken complete shelter of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, Vasudeva. So that kind of bhakti, if somebody takes up that bhakti, then what happens? Agham Dunvanti Karshmiyena. So then it can just wash away. Agham. Agham means all kinds of sinful reactions. The many, many sinful reactions that we have accumulated over many, many lifetimes, and then it destroys Dhunvanti. It just destroys all kinds of sinful reactions. Karshena means completely. So this is the power of bhakti. But what kind of bhakti? Again, we should always remember it is Kechit Kevalaya Bhakti. Keval Bhakti, then completely one will be freed from all kinds of sinful reactions. Like the analogy is given here, Niharam Eva Bhaskara. Bhaskar is the sun. The moment the sun rises, all the darkness is dissipated. In the same way, the moment we take up the process of bhakti, then immediately all the sinful reactions will be destroyed, completely wiped off. Dhunvanti, completely destroyed. So this is what is the power of bhakti. Bhakti can cleanse one from all kinds of sinful reactions. And when we say all kinds of sinful reactions, the different types, different varieties of sinful reactions have been waiting. So the scriptures explains in so many different ways. So all the sinful reactions, they're also there in one place it has been explained as like uh, the different categories, three categories: patak, mahapatak, atipatak. So little sinful activity, then little more grievous sinful activities, and most grievous sinful activities. There are different types of sinful activities are there that can be explained further. Like somebody tells some little lie, something. It might be like some patak. It's wrong to do that. Then mahapatak and adipatak. So it depends on the degree of the gravity of the sin. So all kinds of sin, it is small sin, big sin, but the bhakti has the power to destroy. Now, one should be very, very careful that somebody might think like, oh, this is great. You know, I can do whatever I want to do and then I'll do bhakti. I know how to do bhakti also. I'll chant and I'll do some other things. So that bhakti has the power to cleanse all kinds of sinful reactions, but we cannot outsmart the Lord. That we do all kinds of sense gratification, all kinds of sinful activities, and do the bhakti, and then use it like a washing machine, like put something dirty and come out very clean. So I'll do all kinds of dirty things, all kinds of sinful things. I do bhakti and I come out clean. No, it doesn't work like that, because uh, the scriptures also tell one thing is that in the path of bhakti, especially the chanting of the holy name and all of that, namno hi balad yash papa buddhi. So committing sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord is also another offense. This is also another sinful activity, or it's an offense to the holy name. So knowing that chanting the holy name, the devotional service can cleanse me from all kinds of sinful activities, so I can use it. No, I cannot use it. After knowing, if you are using on the strength of the holy name, that okay, this can wipe off, that itself is a sin. So we cannot do that. But if knowingly, unknowingly, in ignorance in the past we have done anything, then bhakti has the power to destroy all the sinful reactions. Agam dhanvanti karshena. So this is what is the glories of the bhakti has been described in this particular verse, and this verse appears in connection with this a great Brahmana named Ajamil. So many of us, we are familiar with the story that how Ajamil was born in a Brahmana family, trained in a Brahmana family, practicing a Brahmanical life. But we all know the story that how he got distracted and he got completely deviated from the path. And later he got indulged in all kinds of sinful activities. And at the fag end of his life, when he was on the deathbed, and that time when, because of his all the sins, the Yamdutas came to take him to Yamlok, and that is when he just called out the name Narayan. Narayan, not to the Lord, but to his youngest son, whom he was very, very attached. His name was Narayan. And when he called out loudly, so there is a description in the Srimad Bhagavatam, though he did not call out the Lord consciously, he just called out his own son. But somehow that chanting became offenseless. It was inoffensive chanting. And just by, without even giving the intention to call out the Lord, but the chanting was inoffensive chanting, and then he got completely purified uh, from all his sinful reactions. So there is a detailed description is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto about all this. But here we are discussing that this process of bhakti is so powerful that even not purely just the intention of calling out the son, his own son, he got free from all the sinful reactions. Then Prabhupada says that you can just imagine a devotee who have been practicing chanting of the holy name very consciously, is trying throughout the life. And then if he calls out the Lord at the end of his life, then what will be his fate? So he'll not be only just freed from all the sinful reactions, but he can go back to Krishna. So the we should also, another thing we should remember, though we are talking here that bhakti is so powerful that it can free one from all the sinful reactions, but that is not the goal of bhakti. That is not the goal of practicing a spiritual life. That okay, I practice so that I become free from all the sinful reactions. No, that is not the goal. Goal of bhakti is to attain Krishna Prem. That's the goal, to develop that attraction, to develop that love for Krishna in our heart. And then getting free from the sinful reaction is just a byproduct. It will automatically happen. So we should always aspire, we should always desire that how can I develop some little attraction for Krishna in my heart. So devotees are not happy and satisfied with, no, no, I'm just chanting something and then I'm getting free from all the sinful reactions and that's enough. No, that's not enough. And why it is not enough? Somebody might say, oh, that is a great thing. If you are already free from all the sinful reactions, no suffering, and it's a great deal. Then what more you want? So we should understand Bhagavad, as per the pages of Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam explains that this process helps Of course, it is not about bhakti, but about the other process like Gyan Yoga and Karma Yoga. It also has some power that it can burn, like it can destroy the sins, like the fire can burn into ashes all the dry leaves. But that's not enough because the roots are still there underground. Those dry leaves are burnt into ashes, but again from the roots it will grow further. And when it grows, then again you have to deal with it. But the process of bhakti is a little different. It just wipe off not only the sinful reaction, but the sinful tendencies, the sinful desires. And that is the most important thing, which other processes cannot do. Karma Yoga, Gyan Yoga, they cannot do. But the Bhakti Yoga can do this. So Bhakti Yoga, what it does? Agam Dhunvanti Karshneena. That it destroy all the sinful reactions, number one. But it is not only just removing the sinful reactions, but it is also removing the sinful tendencies, sinful desires, which comes from the ignorance. So bhakti, the two child of bhakti we discussed earlier, Gyan and Vairagya. So at the moment we start practicing bhakti, unalloyed devotional service, under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, then as a byproduct of bhakti is Gyan and Vairagya, the knowledge comes. And the moment knowledge comes, ignorance is wiped off. Like the sunlight, the moment. So, there might be a room which is dark for say millions of years, but somehow you make the arrangement, the sunlight enters into that dark room so that millions of years darkness can be dissipated in just one moment. So we might be in ignorance, we might be going in the cycle of transmigration, the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease for many, many lifetimes. But the moment we bring Krishna Bhakti in our life, Krishna consciousness in our life, immediately it lights up. It just dissipate all the ignorance. And the root cause of all the sinful activities and sinful tendencies and the sinful desire is the ignorance. The moment ignorance is dissipated, you are already free from the sinful desires, sinful tendencies. So this is what the bhakti can do. And we have the example of this Ajamil. He got indulged into all kinds of sinful activities, but the moment he chanted the name Narayan, it's very important. He did not call out the Lord, he called out his own son. But the holy name of the Lord has so much power that even unconsciously calling out the name can bring complete freedom from all the sinful reactions. So that is the story, and we have many many other stories. But important thing is that holy name is very very powerful. Here we are talking about the process of bhakti, and in Kali Yuga, this process of bhakti has been described as Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, 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 Gadaranyata. How to do the bhakti? Somebody say that, oh, now I understand that bhakti can destroy all the sinful reactions. But how to practice bhakti? It is very, very simple. It has been made very simple and easy to practice now by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, that anyone, anywhere, in any part of the world, with no qualification, we can just chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So the moment we start chanting, your process of bhakti begins and the process of purification begins. Cheto darpanam marjanam. Our heart starts to get cleansed. Right. So this is the power of bhakti. This is the power of the one aspect of bhakti, which is chanting the holy name of the Lord. Very, very powerful. And it has so much power that it can destroy the sins, the quantity, the amount of the sins which one cannot even commit in one's lifetime. That is the glories of the holy name. Right. One name of Krishna, the Shuddha Nam, the pure name of Krishna, has the potency to destroy the sins which we cannot even commit throughout our life, an entire life. So that is the power. Right. So this process is powerful. So this gives a great hope that we might come from a different background. We might have done all kinds of sinful activities, and sometimes people think, no, no, I'm very sinful person. I'm very fallen person. This bhakti is not meant for me. Somebody should be very pure. Yes, we may not be pure. We might be very, very sinful. We might be very, very contaminated. But there's no prerequisite to practice bhakti. You just start today, whatever your background is. You start today and you start becoming cleans. So this is another important lesson, that no one is too fallen for bhakti. Bhakti is for everyone. We have the example of Jagai Madai in Chaitanya Charitamrita. The most sinful people at that time, the drunkards, womanizers, meat eaters, all kinds of sinful activities they were in. But by the grace of Sri Nityananda Prabhu, they got the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then they became first class devotees, Jagai Madai. So we might be like Jagai Madai in our past life. But today, if we sincerely start taking up the process, but important thing is we had to take up the process. It's just like somebody might be infected, very severely from past many months or many years. But the moment you start taking the medication under under a very qualified doctor, it might take a little time, depends on the degree of the infection, the intensity of the infection. But if you sincerely take the medication, then you will see that you start getting cured. So this medication which has been described is in Kali Yuga, there's no other work, there's no other way, there's no other way, there's no other way. Only way is Bhakti Yoga, the devotional service, and which can be practiced very simply just by chanting the Mahamantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. So the moment we start doing this, it's like a sunlight. The moment sunlight comes, darkness dissipates. Right. So, and like I gave the another example. So one is the sunlight, another example is the medicine. The moment you start taking the medicine, start getting cured. And then the famous example like mirror, you know, you can cleanse the mirror. It might be very dirty, but the moment you take something and start rubbing it off, wiping it off, it will be clean soon. Cheto dharma marjanam happens. Right. So, this is what this verse is explaining, and we are discussing the glories of Bhakti, Bhakti Tattva. So, one of the aspects that we discussed today is that Bhakti can destroy all the sinful reactions. So, we should take it very seriously. We have been discussing all these important verses from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and that should encourage us, inspire us, give us the triggers that, why to lose this opportunity. First of all, as I said, Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya. It is Kechit. It is meant for only very few rare souls. Manushyanam Shastresu Kashid Yatati Siddhayat Tamapi Siddhanam Kashin Mam Vedi Tattvada. So it has been said, Krishna also confirmed that this process of Bhakti Yoga, it is not meant for everyone. It is Manushyanam Shastresu. Very few rare most fortunate Brahmand Brahmida Kaun Bhagyavan Ajiv Guru Krishna Prasade Payam Bhakti Lata Beach. The entire creation, entire universe, Kaun Bhagyavan is only very few rare souls. They get the Bhakti Lata Beach by the grace of Krishna and his pure representative, one of our spiritual master like Srila Prabhupada. We got this beach now. We should not let it, go this beach like that. Beach is given, Bhakti beach, Bhakti Lata beach. Now our duty is to every day water it and then grow this Bhakti Lata. And gradually it will grow and then it will give us the fruit one day. And that fruit is Krishna Prem. And that is the goal of practicing Bhakti. And on the path of Bhakti, whatever obstacles, whatever difficulties, whatever our past reactions, past sinful karma has to come, everything will be automatically taken care. So that is the crux of this verse. Okay. Anybody's any quick question or any comment, you can just unmute yourself quickly if you have any. Otherwise, we can stop with this.